So the reason fixing a slice is so difficult in golf is because it's not just one fault, it's actually two. So what happens when a slice develops is most people get to the top and try and muscle the ball or overhit their shots and hit from the top, which brings the club over the top and across the line. So the first thing that's going to happen is that the ball is going to go to the left. Now what happens after that is that you start to compensate for that ball going left, usually subconsciously. You won't even know you're doing it, but you get sick of seeing the ball going left. So what you do from here is you then hold the club face open in an attempt to stop the ball going left. So what this does is creates the slice. So you've got the path coming across, the club face is open, put some side spin on the ball, and you get this shaped shot. The reason it's so difficult to fix is because you now need to have the club coming inside and squaring the club face up. So those two things are the opposite of what you've been doing. The only problem now is that all of your shots are ending up over there on the right, so it's very difficult for you to start bringing the club in here and pushing out to the right when you're already hitting the ball too far to the right. So it becomes a bit of a mental issue that it's really hard to overcome. So we've got two things going wrong. We've got the club coming over the top and we've got the club face opening. So we have to fix both of those things, and that's why it can be very difficult. So what we need to do is from the top, the club has to come in and it has to swing out across at the same time as your club face rolling, square and closing. So that's called forearm rotation. So basically the right forearm rotates over the top of the left, and that's what allows the club face to square up. Now that's a fairly natural motion in the golf swing, but it's not natural once you've been coming over the top. You then have to start holding it open. Okay, so our path has to come from in here and our club face has to square up. So the first thing you'll need to do when you're setting up to fix your slice is to square your shoulders back up. Most people who are slicing the ball will set up with their shoulders open, and this is again a compensation, a subconscious compensation for the ball going to the right. The more you see the ball going to the right, the more you start squaring your shoulders off to the left to compensate. But the problem with that is if your shoulders are pointing to the left, you're actually encouraging the across the line shot and you're accentuating your slice. So first thing we do is we square our shoulders back up. If you pop a club or a lineman stick on the ground, you can line it up parallel to that. And then we want to bring the club in and swing out to the right while squaring up the club face. So it's the two things that have to happen at the same time, and that's the difficulty with fixing a slice. So a great drill that you can do that will cover both of those things is a half swing. Take out a 7 or an 8 iron, half swing back, feel that the club's coming in a little bit closer to you, and swing into out on this path and allow the right forearm to rotate over the left and allow the club face to point up to the sky here. So half swings, drop the club in, push out to the right while squaring the club face up. So the two things have to happen at the same time, or you're not going to eliminate the slice. If you only swing into out, you're just going to push everything further out to the right. If you only square the club face up and you continue to come over the top, you're going to hit everything way left. So to overcome our over the top and open club face, we need to swing into out with a closed club face. So do some practice with that with some half swings, and then you can gradually build it up to your full swing once you get a feel for it. So hopefully that'll help you eventually fix your slice.